Assalamu alaikum, hello, welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are doing well. Today's video I want to talk about a topic that keep coming up on my channel, especially after posting this video on my channel. And I get comments like, saying, sister, I really want to wear the veil, I'm very passionate about it, and I want to practice more, but my mom doesn't want me to wear it, or my dad, or my husband, or somebody in their family member doesn't feel comfortable with the idea of seeing, their daughter or their wife or whatever wear. So and they want me to advise them. So I decided that I wanted to do a video talking about 4 steps that I took to convince my mother to let me wear it. Or, well, I was an adult, she didn't necessarily need to let me wear it, but I wanted her to feel comfortable with the idea of seeing me wear the veil. So I want to talk about those 4 steps. The other thing I want to mention in this video is the niqab in the workplace, or niqab in career, because that's the other topic that keeps coming up. And I had several sisters message me or DM me on Instagram just wanting an advice. They're sort of kind of stuck, right? They're trying to pursue their career. And by the way, I'm so proud of you sisters who message me, and mashallah, you're trying to be a physician, you're trying to be a lawyer, and you're trying to take this path, but at the same time you want to observe the niqab and practice and get closer to Allah, and you don't know where you should stand. So I will share with you my personal experience, so stay tuned till the end, inshallah. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Okay, so how did I convince my mom, right? Or what steps did I took? Initially, I decided that I was just I just put on the niqab because I thought, I didn't think my mom would have any issues, to be honest with you, because she's religious. And soon enough I come to find out that she was completely against it. She was freaking out, literally freaking out, and saying, take it off, what are you doing? And which is why, number one, the first thing I did was sit her down to try to talk to her and find out her reasons why she doesn't want me to wear it, right? And also I wanted to talk about why I wanted to wear it and express my passion for the niqab and all that. So, but before you talk to your family member, make sure you find the right time. So don't try to talk to them if they're upset and they're irritated, or they just came from work, or they're hungry. You know when your family member is in a good mood. Pick that time. So and when you do that, the second thing I would recommend is hear them out first, because what that does is it tells them that you value what they have to say. It makes them feel very comfortable, or what am I trying to say? It makes them feel loved. It makes them feel like you are respecting them. And what that does is it when it's your turn to speak, there's that high chance that they want to listen to you as well. So try to hear them out first and see where they're coming from. And a lot of times it could be that what you think is not what they're actually thinking. In my case, my mom was not against the niqab in itself. She was afraid for my safety, because she knew Islam and Muslims were not portrayed in the best way in the media, and so she was afraid that I was going to get harassed or hurt. And I addressed that. That's what you need to do. You need to address the problems that they're bringing up, right? And I told her, I said, look, Mom, it doesn't matter whether I'm wearing the veil or not. I'm still going to get harassed. I'm still going to talked down upon, or I'm going to be looked at weird, and it's going to happen because it's unfortunately Islam and Muslims are not, like I said, portrayed the right way, and they have the wrong idea, and that's how they're gonna act. They're gonna do things that are very uncomfortable for us, and wearing the niqab is not gonna make it worse or anything. It's still gonna be the same. So I did address that, but I did reassure her that when one strive for the sake of Allah and tries to please Allah, Allah is there to help them, and it's not going to abandon them. So that's that. The other point that I did, the other step that I took was I tried to find a common ground, right? I tried to find a common ground. In my case, my mom, like I said, she's very religious. I know, one thing I know about her is she does acts that are, or she does deeds that are so difficult, you know, and she does it to try to get closer to Allah. I can't mention those just to respect her and all that, but she does acts that are very, very difficult, and I'm like, mashallah, mom, you're so strong. But she strived to get closer to Allah, and she's very passionate about pleasing Allah, and you know, and passionate about Islam and all that. And I used that to my advantage, and I told her, I said, Mom, see, you're doing these difficult acts to get closer to Allah. Likewise, I'm trying to do the same thing. I'm wearing this veil, this niqab, as a means of getting closer to Allah, to trying to follow the examples of the Prophet's wives, and so yeah, and alhamdulillah, she understood. She really understood, and I told her it's not going to be easy for me as well. Likewise, it wasn't easy for her to achieve certain things. So yeah, that's what I did, and alhamdulillah, she understood. The other thing that I did was I decided to take her, like I decided to wear the veil in places where it's predominantly Muslim, like the mosque or the masjid, the going to Muslim grocery stores or Muslim restaurants, and every time I go to any of those places, I took her with me because I wanted her to not only get used to seeing me wear the veil, but at the same time I wanted her to see a positive reaction, right? As opposed to her coming with me to a non-Muslim places and she experienced me experiencing negative reactions, you know, from people. And I didn't want her to get into panic mode and freak out, and then that even makes her you know, push me into removing the veil. Like, I didn't want to get to that point, so I wanted her to just kind of get used to me wearing it, and I started out doing that, going to those places. And that's what I recommend. If they will let you wear it, if they will allow you to wear it around Muslim, in areas where it's predominantly Muslim, then do that, inshallah ta'ala. So those are the things that I've done to convince my mom. But I must say that I have other family members I have other people in my family that are completely against the niqab in itself, and they see it as backwards, and it's not part of their culture. You know, my background is Somali. I'm Somali, so they're like, this is not part of our culture. What are you doing? And those were actually, oh my God, to this day, like, they give me a hard time. And I'll actually do a video discussing how I deal with those family members. And so if you're that type of person who have that type of family, so watch out for that video, so I can let you know how I deal with them. It was not easy. Till this day is not easy. And the other thing I wanted to mention was, like I said, career. What do you call it? Niqab and career, or niqab in the workplace. I must say, and I'm so sorry to tell you this, I did not succeed in this. I'm so sorry to tell you this. I have no advice other than pray about it, ask Allah for help. In my case, I actually did a video on this, which I'll link it down below, but I went to interview after interview after interview after interview, and I kept getting rejected, and I knew going in, I knew I would be rejected, but I wanted to prove it to myself, and that, you know, I've tried my very best, right? I wanted to try my best and see if things will be different. You will never know until you try, right? So that's what I did. I tried. And unfortunately for me, I ended up having to remove the niqab because I was in a position where I had to work. And so, in the way whenever I go in, I work at a clinic. whenever I go in the building where I work at, I remove it, and whenever I step out of the building, I put on the niqab and I wear it everywhere else. So that's how I dealt with it. But it was difficult. It was so difficult, and I feel really sad to this day. I'm like, I wish I could have worn my veil, but it was impossible for me. That's not to say that it's impossible that it will be impossible for you. It will be difficult. I can reassure you that it will be difficult, but again, I happen to be those sisters, one of those sisters who is still wearing their niqab and working at the same time. Please let us know down below some advice you have. What is it that you have done? I'm sure a lot of my viewers will appreciate that. I'll also appreciate that, inshallah. But that's that. I hope you enjoy this video. I hope it helped. Again, this is not to say that what worked for me will work for you, but it doesn't hurt to try, right? Just try, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum, and I'll see you next time.